So we're asked to express the following in their simplest form. These are surds. We're asked to express them in their simplest form. Now, whenever you are given a surd and you're asked to express it in the simplest form, we want to write it in such a way that this will be the square root of, I'm going to get two numbers that will multiply to give 8. But those two numbers will be as such that one of the number will be a perfect square multiplied by another number. Okay, now so we need to get a perfect square that will multiply another number to give 8. Okay, so what are perfect squares? When we have numbers like 4 is a perfect square, because when you take the square root of 4 you have 2. 9 is a perfect square. When you take the square root of 9 you have 3. 16 is a perfect square. When you take the square root of 16 you have 4. 25 is a perfect square. When you take the square root of 25 you have 5. 36 is a perfect square. When you take the square root of 36 you have 6. Just like that. Okay, so these are perfect squares. Okay, so when you take the square root it gives you an integer or a whole number. So we are going to write 8 in such a way that it will have a perfect square multiplying another number that will give me 8. So how do you know that? First of all, you can draw a line like this and you write 8. You divide the smallest number that can divide 8, which is 2. 2 into 8 is what? Is 4. Now if you look at it, you see that 2 times 4 will give you 8. And 4 is what? A perfect square. So therefore, I will write this as 4 times 2. Okay, I'll write it as 4 times 2. And 4 times 2 gives me what? 8. But recall that when we have square root of a times b, this is the same as square root of a times square root of b. I'll be making use of this this identity here. I'll be using this, okay, whenever I want to solve things like this. Okay, so when you have this is the same as square root of 4 times square root of 2. And what is the square root of 4? Square root of 4 is what? 2. You write 2 times square root of 2. Okay, so this becomes the solution to this. Let's try this one. The same thing, we want to write this in such a way that I will have a perfect square multiply another number that will give me 108. So since we know what perfect squares are, so let's write 108 here and let's divide, because the smallest number that I can divide 108 is what? Is 2. So let's divide. 2 into 10 you have 5. 2 into 8 you have 4. Okay, we divide again with 2. 2 into 5 you have 2 remainder 1. You put it here, 14. 2 into 14 you have 7. All right, we divide again. 2 cannot divide this. Okay, so we use 3. 3 into 27 we have 9. Okay, we have 9. So what did you observe? We have, this is a perfect square, this is a perfect square, isn't it? So here we give you 4 and here's what? 9. Okay, so we have two perfect squares. All right, this is 4 times 3 times 9. All right, now look at this. These two are perfect squares, and when two perfect squares multiplies, it gives you a perfect square. So look at this, like this is 4 times 9 times 3. These are two perfect squares. When they multiplies, it gives you a perfect square. So 9 times 4. 9 times 4 gives you 36. So this is 36 times 3. So 36 times 3 gives you 108. So 36 is a perfect square. Alright? So we have 36 times 3 gives you 108. So therefore, I have 36 times 3. Okay, this is a perfect square and this isn't. All right, so you have root 36 times root 3. And what is square root of 36? Is 6. 6 times root 3 gives you 6 root 3. Did you get that? Okay, right, so let's continue. Now you have 63. Now let's divide it so that we can be able to have a perfect square multiplying another number that will give me 63. Okay, so you have 63, we divide with 3, okay, because 2 can't divide this without the remainder, so we go with 3. 3 into 6 you have 2, 3 into 3 you have 1, so that's 21. We go again, 3 into 21 gives you what? 7. 3 into 21 is 7, so we have 7. Now look at this, this is 3 times 3, which is what? 9, and 9 times 7 gives us what? 63. So the perfect square here is what? 9 times 7. Okay, so we write this as 9 times 7. So this is equals to root 9 times root 7. Okay, what is root 9? 3. So 3 times root 7 gives us 3 root 7. Let's try this. Okay, so you write 40. What can divide 40? 2, right? Okay, 2. 2 into 40 gives you 20, right? Good. You divide again. 2 into 20 gives you 10, right? Good. You divide again. 2 into 10 gives you what? 5. All right. So it's obvious that we have this is no need to divide here and here. All right. If you times here, you have 4. 4 times 10 gives you what? 40, right? Now if you break this down further, you have 2 times 5, and none of them is a perfect square, isn't it? None of them is a perfect square. So therefore we have 4 times 10, such that 4 is a perfect square. So you write this as 4 times 10. So this is equals to square root of 4 times square root of 10. So this is square root of 4 is what? 2. Okay, 2 times square root of 10 is 2 root 10. All right, so these are how to reduce surds to their simplest form. All right, so in the next video we'll look at how to write surd as a single root. Okay, so how we can write this back in this form and this back in this form. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.